Well, hey, babe. What is up, everybody? Happy Sunday. What is going on, honey? As you guys come into the live, into the chat, honey, please be sure to hit that like button. All right. You guys could be anywhere, but you're choosing to be with me in this moment. And I highly appreciate you guys for all of that, honey. Let me see who over here in the chat, honey. Let me see who's joining me. What's going on, Lavita? What is up, Lavita? Lavita says, hey, Jamie, quick thought. Cornelius has such a strong religious conviction. So wouldn't that mean he believes that he would be the head of household? How can he lead the household when Camille is? Ooh, child, that's definitely going to be a challenge for the both of them. What's going on, Michelle? What's up, baby Hustle 09? What's up, Silent Noise? Angel Eyes, Candace R. What is up, everybody? I hope y'all enjoyed the episode for what it was last night. I will say right out the gate that I kind of feel a way about Aisha not going on a date with nobody to meet their friends or their ex-girlfriend. Did I miss it? I don't think I missed it. I don't think I missed it. I think Aisha was one of the people I did not see link up with anybody last night. But also let me know if there was someone else that I probably overlooked. But I don't remember seeing her. Okay, what's going on just here? Evita, Phil. What's up, Phil? Yo, loved Mumin. You loved Mumin? And that's what's up. K.A. What's up? Celia. Hey, Mary B. What's going on, everybody? It was Frank's white ex for me. Ooh, honey. Okay, he ain't got no type. Not at all. He dates everybody, child. I feel like that's okay. Right? I feel like that's okay for him to, date other people. It was cool. She was cool. She seemed like she was a cool lady. Who I ended up not liking too much, y'all, was Miss Sabrina. And all I could think about was y'all comments about her on last week. And those comments weren't too great. And I'm like, oh, child, this is making Sabrina look terrible. I'm not a fan. Yeah, so I'm going to go through this review. I might let some of y'all hop on and chat and share your thoughts. But just let me know down in the comments if that's something that you guys would want, especially if this internet over here acts right, girl. Girl, I may have to switch providers because this right here is outrageous, honey. But let's go ahead and hop right on into this thing. Okay, so you don't like Sabrina or Zadia. Let me tell you, the preview for Zadia on next week, I'm already team against Zadia. I'm already having an issue with Zadia. But again, I got to see how the episode is going to play out. Because automatically watching it, I feel like Zadia, girl, I already know you in the wrong. That's just the short answer. I know you in the wrong. I don't want to hear no other SHI girl. That's it. So let's go ahead and hop into things. So y'all know Tommy done met up with the guys. And he's about to let them know, like, listen, we want the ladies to meet the exes. Now, last week, we let y'all meet their friends and stuff. Well, this time, it's going to be time for y'all to meet the exes, okay? I kind of like that the guys get to meet the exes, but then I'm always kind of I like that the ladies get to meet the exes of the guys, right? But I'm a bit apprehensive about it, just a little bit, because you could never tell if those exes still have feelings for those guys, and they may try and, mess some stuff up, right? Throw a little shade on their game or whatnot. So you can never really tell what's really true, what's not. But for the most part, the exes seem to be cool. They seem to have moved past the relationship that they've had with these men, except for one of them. Okay, and I already know who y'all think about. And yes, that's Miss or Mr. Naeem's ex-girl. Okay. Mary says, I feel like the editing is making the show hard to follow because some of these connections come out of nowhere. And we're going to talk about that. I am so tired. When I was watching it, I was like, Tommy, y'all going to have to do something different. I don't know if y'all couldn't take y'all production crew to DC. Y'all had to get some new editors. I don't know what is going on, but y'all going to have to fix this because I'm like, DC is flopping. DC is flopping. Like even the review, even like the views for my review. Like how they started out when it was first like meet the cast, like the reviews were high, and it's like the views for the reviews were high, and now they like slowly decreasing because people are taking a lack of interest in this show. So I don't know, y'all gonna have to get it right. I don't know if y'all gonna have to come from up north and go back down south or what y'all gonna have to do, but it's just not featuring, it's not giving, and I really don't even want to hear an excuse of, oh, well, we've been dealing with the pandemic, so we had to do the best that we could because they just had a season right over the summer. And I think that was filmed during the pandemic, and it was better than this right here. So, yeah, I feel away. Let's keep going. So, Cornelius and Camille. Okay, so his ex is Tanika. And Camille learns that Tanika is his ex, and she's a bit surprised by that. I think she probably thought that was going to be his cousin or his sister or a good friend or something, but she was surprised. Tanika immediately asked her about her thoughts on celibacy, and Camille tells her, like, girl, I'm open to celibacy. Like, we can do that, but, that's something that, if he and I are okay with it, we'll move forward in that. I have no problem with being celibate, right? So then Camille says that she has been engaged before. She opens up about that and the fact that she's been engaged 3 times. So Tanika, like everybody else, is looking like, girl, this is a red flag. So you're the one with commitment issues. So basically what you're saying is, my good homeboy over here is likely to get his feelings hurt by you. Okay, noted. Now then Camille says that it's different with him because he's spiritually grounded, whereas the dudes she's dated in the past, God was not, existing at that time. And I don't know, because it's like, I will say this, I liked how Camille presented herself at the table, and it made me wonder if is this the real Camille? Was she not doing too much? She knows how to have conversations and stuff, but at the same time, I kind of feel like, Camille, I don't know, girl. I don't know. I feel like, why is it that I feel like you sitting at the table was an act, whereas how you've shown us other times on the camera has been who you really are, even though you told us on last week that you were just acting for the camera. So I don't know which one's which. What else did she talk about? What else? Tanika thinks that once Camille leaves, when Camille got ready to go, she was asking him, like, girl, when is she leaving? I'm like, Camille, girl, you know how this go. You know that Cornelius had to walk out the door, and then you had to talk to your friends. So now it's the roles are reversed. You got to walk out the door, and then now he has to assess with his ex. That's just how it goes, okay? So then Tanika says that she feels like Camille gave great answers. So I said, okay, Tanika, you seem like you're a good judgment of people right off the gate. Got you. Okay, Tanika. So then she says that she feels like there's more under the surface when it comes to Camille, and I believe that too. I think there is. She also talks about the 3 engagements being a red flag, as they've been a red flag for everybody else. What else we got? Phil and Tisia and Shiloh. Girl, that was a mess. Miss Tisia, I was ready for them to send her home because I felt like y'all up here wasting this lady's good time over here. Y'all just wasting this woman's time. Go ahead and send this lady home because I can't. I don't watch this show, but I saw it on the TV the other night, and I was like, "What show is this? Girl, Ready to Love, honey." And ain't nobody ready. Word on the curb is Camille and Newman are cousins. I could believe it. And not giving no thoughts on Camille and Cornelius. I have many, but I will keep it cute today. You don't have to keep it cute. Let us know your thoughts. Walter's ex looked ratchet. Girl, listen, I was trying not to give her that label. I was trying so hard when I was watching it. But I'll say this. I was highly surprised to see the woman sitting across from Walter as one of his exes. The way he walks around and carries himself, and typical guys that walks around and carry themselves like that, they don't typically go for women like that with the long nails and all that extra stuff. They're all about image, basically. So that was interesting. And it also made me wonder, how far back does this ex go? That's what I want to know. How far back does the ex go? Let me see. I stopped watching because you got lost. I wait on your reviews to catch up. I know that's real, child. I don't believe that was Walter's ex. The nails was a hell no. For me, very unsanitary. Yikes. Yes, this season is dry. This season is confusing. Okay, Phil says no. DC ain't flopping. It's the production for me. Could be that. You could be right. You could have hit the nail on the head, Phil. It's probably just the production. The DC's probably not a flop. It's overall production because they're the ones that got to package it up and present it to us. And how they're presenting it to us is not good at all. They're doing a terrible job. Terrible. And now it makes me want to go back and look and do a little research to find out who's production of the first season versus who's production of this season. I need to do a compare and contrast because it's not giving. Not it's been a flop since the trailer for the season. Oh, girl, you was never interested. I'm hollering. That is too funny to me. All I wanted to do was bring Cornelius' pictures down from the ceiling. I said, oh, girl, look at the mural of himself. That man loved himself, and I'm not even going to hate on it. But, okay. I feel like Camille got the same thing at her house, though. Ex-co-worker, ex-neighbor, ex-childhood friend can't be Walter's ex. The girlfriend, hilarious. Probably, because I'm wondering, like, how far back did this person go? How far back? But then it also made me feel like maybe this is just one of his good homegirls that he chose to come and stand in the place of the ex, right? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was. So let's get to okay, it's been bad production since the bad cast photos. Ooh, child, good night. Good night. And you know what's funny, Phil? You know how everybody, like, if you go back and you look at like the promo image, it's like red background. You'll see Nephew Tommy. You'll see the logo for Ready to Love. You'll see a heart, right? It's either a heart with everybody's pictures, or for Texas, it was the state of Texas. They didn't even give us that for these people. They just dropped some images talking about some Meet the Cast. Like, it wasn't like any promo shot or anything for DC, and I kind of felt the way about that. But anyway, it's just a minor thing. But you know, so Phil, Tisia, and Shiloh. Phil's ex Sabrina was very pretty. He brought her along. And when I saw Sabrina and I looked at Shiloh, I said, yo, he definitely has a type. And Tisia, I'm sorry, but I feel like you are not a part of that type. Okay, that's just what I'm thinking. Shiloh and Tisia arrived, and Sabrina started off with the deal breakers, right? So when she started off with the deal breakers, Tisia was trying to think, whereas Shiloh knew her deal breakers right out the gate. So she just hopped in the conversation and started giving her thoughts like, okay, girl, I'm a very affectionate person. A man that does not give me affection or operates like this or that, I'm not here for him. I'm not going to do it. And Tisia took this as people over talking her and cutting her off. I said they must have edited some things out, because that's not what I captured. What I captured was you feeling highly uncomfortable, and you feeling a way that you were sitting on the end and far away from Phil. But at the same time, maybe you should have got there a little earlier. And then maybe you could have sat right next to your man, girl. I don't know. Or maybe Miss Sabrina could have sat on the opposite end of Phil, and then both of y'all could have sat right next to him. I don't know, child, but I just felt like she was making a big deal out of anything. Another thing about Tisia, I feel like she's a very picky person, and I also feel like she's a complainer. So that's the view that I get of her based on how they show her on this show. So that's why I didn't really see her being a match for nobody. But okay. What else? A negative trait. Tisia talks about, and I felt like this negative trait could have lowered you on his list even more. And he probably only got 2 or 3 of y'all. She says that she's a very uptight person, and she doesn't always go with the flow as much. And she admitted to being calculated and strategic. But we didn't see her elaborate on what she mean by that, because I feel like you could be a calculated, strategic person, but not in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that it was a part of her negative traits made me be like, why would any man really want to deal with you if you're a person that likes to be calculated, strategic, and not really open to communicating how you feel? Does that make sense? I'm like, that's not, I don't think that, yeah, no. So then Shiloh asks, what are Phil's red flags? And I feel like that was a good question. Sabrina just says that he can work on his communication a bit more. And sometimes he too can be more expressive. And when you hear that, it's like, that's another confirmation in a sense that he and Tisia won't work. Based on her being calculated, strategic, makes me feel like she may not communicate in the best ways. And the ex just confirmed how Phil operates in relationships. He doesn't communicate how he should either. So I'm like, y'all not gonna work. Y'all not gonna work. Okay, Tisia goes from sugar to SHI quick, honey. Tisia comes off as difficult and irritating. Even though I like her, that's not going to work with a man, though. Correct. Like, I like her personality for a different type of reality show, and this Ready to Love stuff, this ain't it. But I will be highly interested in seeing whether or not a connection between her and somebody else was made behind the scenes once the reunion comes around. I feel Tisia is uptight and serious way too much, right? And I feel like she may compete when she don't even really have to compete. Like, it's kind of hard to explain because they are in a competition, right? Competing for love in so many words. But Shiloh is not bothered. Do y'all get that vibe? Like, Shiloh not bothered. Like, she understand what it is, but she doesn't feel the tug of war of competition or whatnot. Like, I can't explain it, but it's just a different energy that Shiloh has in comparison to Tisia. Not Tisia, wait, so with an attitude, child, I can't. Okay, Tisia always looks uncomfortable. Okay, Tisia pink lips took me out. Girl, you think so? I thought she looked cute in her confessional. For the most part, I think she always looks cute. It's just her attitude or how she comes off to people. And I don't know, maybe it has a lot to do with her past and her feeling the need to be on guard all the time or something. Tisia hasn't been anyone's pick, honestly. She hasn't, and she's lasted a good long time. I don't know why that is, and I can't even use, like, a lot of people like to say, oh, it's because her size, she's plus size. I don't even think it's that. I just think it's really her personality to some people, or her attitude, like how she comes off. The only thing I want to see out of DC are those politicians doing their jobs. Good night. Don't we all? Okay, yes, silent noise, guys. Please hit the like on your way in, loves. Please and thank you. I was surprised Phil didn't invite Aisha to meet his ex, right? I was confused as to how Tisia got in that spot. Now, I'm wondering, with Aisha being a mom, as all the other ladies are moms too, I'm wondering if she probably was tied up to where she couldn't meet this week. Maybe something happened to where she couldn't link up with somebody. But who was her other choice outside of Sean? Because it also was Frank. I was confused about that. Like, how is it that he's bringing Newman on a date? And I didn't even know them two was even interacting on that level, but you didn't bring Aisha. See, production, y'all are going to have to make things make sense for us. Okay? I don't understand this. It seems like it's a lot of different moving parts. Okay? They could have kept this season. No matches are coming out of this. We'll see. I think her weight plays a role in the men's attraction level towards her. You think so? I feel like not really. I mean, not saying, you could be right, though. You could have a point. But I was thinking, like, not really. I think it's just that attitude. Like, she's a very pretty woman. I don't know. I mean, you could have a point, child. I think Shiloh is just comfortable in her skin and enjoying her journey. Well, she's an intimacy coach, so I definitely could see that. Her being completely comfortable in her skin, and that makes me feel like Miss Girl is not. She got some more work she need to do as far as Tisia is concerned. So let's get to Frank. As we talked about Frank not too long ago, child. Frank, he brought the first white woman on to Ready to Love. Okay, that's the thing. The first white. Y'all let me know if y'all seen another white woman on Ready to Love, because she the first one for me. Okay, his ex name is Aaliyah. Leah looked very comfortable at the table, though. I'll tell you that. Leah didn't look like she was like feel awkward or anything. Leah be around the people. You hear me? Because Leah looked like she was very comfortable and unbothered. Okay, by the fact that he, over here scouting for new women. Okay, seems like they may have like a really good friendship, and I do think that's good, because we don't hear that a lot. A lot of times people break up and it's just like no friendship. But I'm sure once you break up, it may take some time, right, apart before you guys can actually have a strong friendship shortly thereafter. Okay, Frank invited Sydney and Newman. Sydney was expected. Newman was not. Like, when Newman had her sit down with her friends, I don't even recall her inviting Frank. I saw Daonte, and who else did I see? Walter. And then when it came to Daonte, he brought Zadia, and who was the other person? Was it Shiloh? Anyway, so Sydney came with her list of questions, and I couldn't really fault Sydney for real on having that list of questions, because you go there with plans on asking stuff, and then you end up forgetting what the hell it is you was finna ask, child. So then Newman, the question came. Well, Leah talks about basically Frank being a family guy, and she wanted to know how they felt about like kids and stuff. And Newman wants kids. Like, she was never really close to her family like that, but she definitely wants to have kids of her own at some point. And Sydney said, well, girl, I want at least one child. But I feel like the conversation Sydney had about that versus how she had with Phil was a little different. She said she wanted at least one child, but she's going to leave everything up pretty much to the man and let him decide on the direction of how things are going to go within the relationship. And I said, okay, then we'll see how that's going to go for you. Sydney says that she thinks that she's the female person of Frank. So the question came about that was like, what's your favorite part of Frank? Like, what's the thing that you like the most about Frank? And she says, well, I don't know, because I really think that Frank and I, like, we're the same person. Like, I'm the female version of Frank. Okay. But when it came to Newman said that she loves his heart for people or something like that. And I said, okay, then Newman, you better have the correct pageant answer ready when it comes to this. Okay. Now, when the ladies end up leaving, and did y'all catch what Sydney said? Come on, sister wife. I can't. Leah says that she can't really decide on which girl will be the best for him, because I think she sees two different sides of Frank and feels like both ladies will be great for him in different areas, right? And he sees that too. She says that she's more concerned about what he thinks he wants versus what he needs. And it sounds like what she was saying was he needs somebody like Newman, but she knows he's going to want somebody like Sydney because Sydney understands his lifestyle and where he is in this moment today, right? And my question was when I saw this clip of this sit down, it was, when did Aisha and Frank not become interested in each other? Because I never even got a chance to see the breakdown of that. Like, how is she not invited on this particular day? When did they fade out? And why was Frank not invited to meet her friends as well? Because I don't recall that happening either. So there's that. Let's go ahead and talk about Walter and Denise. Hold on one second. People think Tisia is bigger than what she is because she has big boobs. That may be why she comes off as awkward. My cousin is like that because she feels like people just stare at her boobs. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just her. I can see it. I can see that it's just her breast. I feel like the guys can kind of see that too. Leah looked like one of Frank's the bottle service girls, not the bottle service. Okay. At that part at Jamie, I forgot what show I was watching for 2 seconds when the white lady showed up. Aisha has a connection with Daonte. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, she wasn't on this episode. I don't know why. I could have did without Zadia. Y'all could have gave me Aisha. So Aisha did have to work. Okay, that's what it was. Aisha had to work. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and keep going. So Walter. Okay, so like we talked about, his good girlfriend Denise, or good ex-girlfriend Denise showed up with her long nails. They was long as fuck. I don't see how y'all operate like that. But you know, that's y'all business, girl. Do what you do, honey. Sabrina arrived. Y'all, I did not like Sabrina on this date, bruh. Like, every bit of her trying to show that she was not bothered came off as bothered. I did not like intimidated. Like, I did not like it. Denise says that Sabrina is his physical type. And I'm like, and you're not? Like, you're supposed to be the ex. So were you at once upon a time and then his type possibly changed over time, I guess? So then Denise says that he likes a challenge. And then Sabrina agrees, like, oh, girl, well, I know that I'm a challenge. Like, it was just something about her energy. I was like, get Sabrina off this show. Because it was in this moment that I was not featuring her. I said, if I don't see Sabrina for any more episodes, I wouldn't even be mad, girl. Just go on about your business, dear. Denise asked, she said, oh, okay, so you're a challenge. So with you being a challenge, would you say that you're crazy? And I think Sabrina says, I'm like, girl, I look too good and I'm too this or that for me to be crazy. So no. And then Denise says, okay, she said, well, do you have any questions or anything for me regarding him? This is what Sabrina took it so left for me. She was like, no, I don't have any questions, because if there's anything that I would want to know about Walter, I trust him enough to tell me anything that I need to know about him. And I don't need to validate him through anybody else. I ain't like that. I don't know. It was something about it. And I'm just like, why you got to give all this energy? Now, if it would have been him giving this energy to your friends when y'all sat down, you would have felt the way about it. So just get through the process, Miss Ma'am. I didn't like it. What else happened? So Denise asked if there are, no. I just said that, Sabrina, you were bothered. Okay. That's what was going on. And then Newman showed up. So when Newman showed up, she was like, oh, girl, what the hell is this? Oh, so not only did you bring me here with this girl over here, you got another woman coming? Oh, baby, see, listen, my time is up. I'm going to have to go ahead and go. See, I got a gig I got to get to. So she hurried up and skedaddled her. She went on about her business. So Newman got there. And, one thing Sabrina said was that his connections with anybody else ain't got nothing to do with her. And I can't fault her on that. Like, yeah, I feel you on that. Like, yeah, it really don't got nothing to do with you. But you ain't have to be rude. Was it just me? Because I felt like she was being rude. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts about that. Denise asked Newman about kids, right? And about her sex life. So, of course, Newman wants to have kids. She wants to have a family. But right now, she's at a place where she ain't trying to get into all of that to create no kids, okay? She's trying to create a relationship first. Then she'll have kids later, okay? Denise, at the end of the day, felt like Newman was the better option. But I feel like Walter is conflicted based on how Sabrina would look on his arm a little bit. Is that me? Because that's what I'm thinking. And he also likes a crazy woman, I can tell, because I think that Walter, who's a sex addict, I think he thinks that her sex will be amazing as well. So I don't know what the hold is Sabrina got on him, but we'll just see how that's gonna go, child. Sabrina was giving nice, nasty vibes this episode, and I didn't like it at all. Me neither. Sabrina was rude as fuck. Absolutely. Okay, the producers were tacky for not telling some ladies they were meeting the exes. I think they wanted some natural reactions. Newman is a wife material. She's classy and she's beautiful. That's true. Let me go down and see what y'all said. When Sabrina said she had style, that was nothing but what you mean, nothing but cap? Sabrina thinks she's that BIT. I'm like, don't Walter want kids? Why is she there? That confused me too. How is the opposite of you his type? I was so like, so you're not? Girl, I was confused, girl. So we were sitting there together with the scrunch face, like, okay. I guess if that's how you want to call it, girl. So, let's get to Daonte and Stacy. Stacy, you must be Daonte's girlfriend from high school. You must be Daonte's girlfriend from when he went to college, possibly. Daonte, why you didn't bring one of your baby mamas on the show? Oh, girl, that's childish. Anyway, so then Stacy is the ex of Daonte. Zadia shows up, which was awkward for me. Shiloh arrives, and Zadia is shocked. Okay, really, Zadia, to me, she be threatened by the ladies. Zadia is threatened by I don't care what Zadia say, how she acts. Zadia is threatened by the ladies. What else? Shiloh asked her whether Daonte has changed over the years. This is what she's asking the ex, Stacy. And Stacy says that he has grown a lot and he's become a lot more responsible. So that's why I'm like, girl, did you date this man in high school or early college? But let's keep going. Zadia asked whether she would date him in the space that he's in now. And the young lady said, well, if I wasn't already an ex. And I'm like, that's not what she asked you. We don't give about you being an ex. What we asked you is, would you date this man now? She gonna tell me something. If I wasn't already an ex, then yes, I would date him in this space. I don't know. I guess, girl. All right, then. That's the short answer. I just felt like Stacy was a plant to make him look good. But, okay. What else? Stacy definitely sounded like she was lying when she talked about him growing and him being responsible, and I would date him with where he is right now. I'm like, girl, I don't believe none of that you talking about, Stacy, but okay. Daonte is very affectionate, is what we learned. But if you're not getting that affection from him, then that means that he's just not that into you. Okay. And when it came down to it at the end of the day, Stacy feels like Shiloh is the better choice. I don't see Shiloh and Daonte ending up together. We shall see. I kind of see her ending up with Phil, but based on the date that Phil ended up having with Sydney towards the end, she might have some competition. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that didn't make sense. Zadia just oozes negativity to me. She does. Wait. No, oh, you said walk. Walk will walk all. You mean walk all over Newman? He would cheat. He need a pretty fool to keep him in line. Ooh, child. It looks like Zadia is the one that's in Daonte's face next week saying he's showing she has an attitude problem. She has an insecurity problem. She has an insecurity problem. I don't know. I think she be thinking that figure gonna get her everywhere or something. When deep down she insecure about other stuff. I don't know, girl. But I ain't featuring it at all. Laugh my butt off because we need a recent girl, Daonte. Like we do. Like I'm like, girl, where you found this woman? Right, but definitely before the 3 baby mamas, honey. Definitely before her. Zadia always keeps palm trees with her. She do. Ready to throw the shade, child. I can't. She needs to work on her attitude as much as she does her body. She definitely need to do that. She need to work on a lot. Zadia too pretty to be like this. She's very pretty. But I told y'all, I said this in another video. I said it'd be the prettiest people that be the most insecure. Telling you. This show is so weird. Newman introduced Daonte to her for real. Zadia gets an attitude when there is competition. Why come on the show if you can't handle being around other women? questions that the people need answers to, dear. We need answers. Speak to us. Speak to me. Okay, let's get to Naeem. Because his ex was bothered, y'all. The ex want that old thing back. But she trying to act like she cool enough so she could stay in the know of his love life. But high key, she would prefer to be back with him. Victoria is the ex, right? So then Zadia shows up. But this is what I like that Naeem did. And I didn't see anybody else do this. I liked that he sat next to the person he brought out to meet. Well, no, I'm lying. I saw that with Cornelius. Cornelius sat next to Camille, but y'all know Camille wasn't gonna have it any other way, honey. But what I liked was that he went over there and he sat right next to her. And I felt like him being right next to her could have possibly made her a bit more comfortable as she sat down to engage in this conversation with the ex. So I thought that was a good thing to me. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on that. Zadia speaks on how she likes physical connection. She also says, no, this is when the ex says that, oh, well, that's not him. Like, he's not going to give you that. He's not going to give you that. And he was like, yes, I do. I am like physical. I do stuff like that. She said, oh, okay, well, then you just ain't do it with me. And Zadia looking like, okay, this is awkward. I mean, like, do I need to walk away so y'all can finish your conversation? Because I thought y'all was over with. Girl, I thought this was about me. You done sat up here and made it about you. Talking about how he ain't over here, you know what I'm saying, cuddling with you. He ain't doing with you. Like, are you still mad, girl? Should I even be here? Do you still want this man? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Because it was a very awkward for her to bring that up. I'm like, okay then, girl. So then Victoria talks about how she's never seen him in a serious relationship. And now, see, this is what I will say. I feel like Naeem brought a real ex around. Okay, he did bring a real ex around because she didn't sugarcoat no BS. You could tell that this was a recent ex. And this was one of the reasons why I was like, you could just never really tell what the ex is like. I think it's great if you link up with them, but you could just never tell where they are with that person and whether they want them back, because that's what old girl was kind of giving. But at the same time, it wasn't that bad. And I just felt like he brought a real ex. Everybody else brought their homegirls or something. Or somebody they dated in early college, late high school or something like that, child. Probably didn't even date, probably just smashed, child, ain't got time. But anyway, so Naeem says that he has to work on like letting his guard down, right? I think the girl, Victoria, also mentioned how he could be picky and stuff like that. She wonders, like once Miss Zadia leaves, Victoria says that she wonders about her ability to be there for him emotionally. And I'm like, well, what do he go through emotionally? What does that mean? Like, do he get depressed? Like, what does that even look like? I wish that was a conversation that was had when Zadia was there, so people can find out what is that about. How much do I need to be there for him emotionally? Because she said it like she's highly concerned about that part of his life. But yeah, like that was really pretty much it. Victoria just gave me some I miss him vibes. Okay, Naeem even sat facing Zadia. He was amazing with her, gentle. He cares about Zadia. Good match. I can see it. I can see it. Long as she ain't getting that attitude and stuff with him like she do with other folks, child. But I definitely liked how he handled her in that moment. Okay. Yeah, she was jealous. She was jealous, girl. She ain't like that attention that Miss Girl was giving. This show is so weird. Newman introduced Daonte to her friend, but he introduced Zadia and Shiloh to his ex. And then on the next show, he has a connection with Aisha. All of these people playing the game. Child, like Phil said earlier, I feel like it's production that's been playing the damn game with us now. They've been playing the game, honey. And probably suggested to the people who they should be bringing on dates. You know what I'm saying? So that probably was nobody but production playing with our head, playing in our face. Zadia seems to show her insecurities in a controlling manner. Ooh. I feel like she shows them when she around the ladies. I ain't really see that she showed it when she sat there on that date with them necessarily. I think when she did show a bit of like, I guess, disdain or confusion or whatever on her face, it was because of that ex. It was like, girl, what is happening here? This is awkward. Newman stresses me out. Just a no discernment. Now, why she gotta stress you out? Hilarious. All right, let's go to Phil and Sydney. Because they end up linking up. They end up having an attraction for each other. And she just thought that Phil was so fine. I was like, okay, then, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, honey. So she was happy about that. They work out together. She wants somebody that's compatible with her. She wants to have kids. It seemed like she wasn't too crazy about having them, in the beginning when she sat down with Frank's person, but obviously that's something she wants to have, and Phil wants kids as well. And it seems like she really likes him, and he's taking a liking to her too. And I don't know, it was just like a different type of, I guess different people bring out different energies, right? So, I can probably see them doing a little something. I don't know how authentic the connection is she has with Frank, but I probably could see them doing a little something, but maybe Phil makes everybody feel like that. Okay, he did go on, 3 dates last week, child? I guess Phil, okay? Yeah, we didn't see Aisha go on any dates. That was there. I don't know if it was any guys no, we saw all of the guys. I think it was just the ladies, Aisha. So, what else we got? Frank, I think this was when they linked up, when everybody linked up with nephew Tommy and they gave their thoughts. Okay, Frank says that he's really pressed on Sydney, but he does have feelings for Newman, right? Walter says that Newman is I didn't like how Walter labeled Newman. Talk about she went from my number 4, 3, 2, 1A, 1B. I said, bitches, we talking about, here we talking about, let me get a 1A, let me get a 1B. Like, what the fuck, let me get a 2B? Like, what is we talking about? 1A, 1B, like, and has yet to say she's your one. I guess, basically, he can't decide between the two, Sabrina and her, because he likes him a bit of crazy. Naeem says that his ex doesn't think Zadia is the best pick, but he's going to sit in it like Cornelius. I don't even fault him for feeling this way. I really don't. I do not fault him for sitting in this, being like, I'm just going to rock out, see how it's going to go for us, because your ex seems like she ain't going to like nobody that come around because it ain't her. Period. Okay? She mad that it ain't her, so she was going to, it didn't matter who you brought over there to meet her. The answer was going to be no. The door is closed. Cornelius speaks on Camille, and Tommy lets him know that he's avoiding the signs, because remember when Camille got ready to leave, she was like, how long she gonna be here? Okay, but I thought you was gonna hit me up when this and that happened. Okay, so we moving like that, like doing the most. And Tommy said, so it's safe to say you're ignoring the signs, right? And he is. I don't understand it. I don't understand Cornelius, y'all, but if that's what you like, okay. What else? Tisia's name comes up as one of the people that they not featuring. Sabrina's name is on the list, and Walter looked so disappointed, and it was hilarious to see his facial expressions, because he was just sitting up there advocating that they can't put Camille on the list because of Cornelius. And then what does Phil do? Phil goes and puts Sabrina on the list, but then put none of his ladies on the list. Like, we're supposed to be narrowing it down at this point. So out of the ladies that's on your roster, who can you, Phil, see yourself moving forward with? Okay, so why not say Tisia? Instead, you just threw Sabrina's name out, right? So, I guess, so when it came down to it, it ended up being between Sabrina, and it also ended up being between Sabrina and Tisia. Whereas Tisia, long answer short, I felt like Frank wasted no time sending her home. Was it? Yeah, I think it was Frank that, or was it Phil? Who sat down with her? Yeah, Phil. Phil sent Tisia home with the quickness. It wasn't a whole lot of interaction. He sent her home. Short answer, girl, you ain't ready to love. Frank sat down talking to Sabrina. Sabrina, I felt like her guard was up. Okay. She immediately calls Frank out for his lack of communication, because I guess they connected at some point, but he wasn't reaching out to her like she wanted him to. And then she went on to say that a lot of the guys are not reaching out to her as she expected. Okay. So she's like, I might as well pursue the ladies, because the dudes ain't trying to do SHIORT. Hilarious. Okay. So, he tells her about the deliberation and what everybody has decided. And Sabrina says that she's not going after the guys because the guys aren't coming after her. So basically feeling and thinking that she's going to get kicked off the show. She basically wanted to make sure that she threw it onto the guys. And she could have a point. She could be telling the truth. She could be right. But all in all, they decided to, keep her around. Okay, so she's going to stay. What else is going to happen next week? All the girls that's going to stay, they're going to pack up their bags, and everybody's going to head out, and they're going to stay at some cabin or at some house. And y'all know what's funny? The same house that they're going to is the same house that the ladies went to for Real Housewives of Potomac. It looks like the same exact home. So I guess it was wide open up there in the DMV area, honey. What else do I have here? Do I have any other notes about this? Nope. Mm-mm. Nope, I ain't got really nothing else. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. Cornelius wants whoever wants him, whatever will make his parents happy, as he made clear in the casting special. Okay. It's the only thing with that though is it's obvious that he's apprehensive and very unsure about this connection with Camille, but he's just going along. And I know that he wants to make his family proud, but in this moment, I feel like he's more so interested in trying to stay on the show until the end. I think that's what it's about. I feel like post this show, he and Camille are only friends, and that's it. Oh, fancy. I look forward to everyone being together. We will get a lot of answers. That's going to be interesting. And you know what'll be messed up is if they do this trip and then they come back from this trip and nobody has still kind of like narrowed down who they're really interested in playing with people. What else we got over here? Child, I only watched the last scene in your reviews now. IDK, I don't like the show as much anymore. I understand. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. Not Cornelius is on the wrong show. Camille came on last week and she was in the chat last week and she talked about how he is not like that at all. And she had her good gay friend Carlos to confirm that. Camille and Courtney were two women that Cornelius had no access to in the real world. Ooh, child. I don't know what kind of women he was interested in. I mean, we only got to see what's her name, Tanika, for a little bit. Okay. They were wrong for mentioning ladies that they don't even talk to or date. What do you mean? Mentioning ladies, what do you mean? Oh, you talking about like Phil, when Phil sat his up there talking about Sabrina, knowing that he don't went on a date with Tisia, Shiloh, Aisha, and Sydney. Yes, I agree. Yes, he was wrong for that. And that's what I wish Tommy would have kind of narrowed down and focused in on, like, okay, out of the people that you're into, which two is not your top? Okay, so if you got 4, which 2 is not your top? Okay, cool. We're going to have to throw them in deliberation. Who you got? Okay, throw them in deliberation. Like, that's how that should have went. And I felt like that's probably how he was doing it from the beginning. I don't understand. At this point, I don't feel bad for Cornelius. He must have liked being verbally abused by crazy Camille. I don't know what's going on. We know why Cornelius is ignoring the signs, child. I think Cornelius likes that Camille is obsessed with him. I mean, Cornelius may also like a little bit of crazy like Walter does. They both may like that crazy. I think all men probably like a little bit of crazy every now and then. I want to date with young Phil too. I get it now. Hilarious Kenya from Cali. You want to date with Phil? So, honey, you get it. What do you get, honey? Let us know what it is that you get. This year, I didn't know Shiloh was MIA for 2 episodes. Maybe I missed it. I don't get it with Phil. I thought Naeem would have more interest towards him. You thought Naeem would have more interest towards him? Aisha saw nobody's ex, but Tisia goes home. That doesn't make sense. Whoo, child. Hear what I say. Hear what it is that I say. That don't make sense. Yeah, I only watched the 2nd episode, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm only watching the reviews. Woo, honey. I want to know what the actual viewership looks like for the show itself. Not throw the whole season away, Sam. Not throw the whole season. Y'all aren't missing these comments. Cornelius will be like that bachelor guy after the season is over. Which bachelor guy? I want to see how Phil interacts with all of the women in one place, because apparently he has a connection with all of them. And that's what I think we're going to see on next week, child. That's what I think we is going to see on next week. The guys do need to narrow it down. So I guess when Tisia was saying that on last week about people shrinking, I think she was talking about the guys, not so much as the ladies. Or maybe the ladies, maybe everybody, right? Maybe she was speaking on everybody, but not just the ladies, but the guys as well. Everybody need to shrink and narrow it down. That, and you know what? That would have made more sense as the transition into meeting the exes had people narrowed it down. And only you get to meet the ex when you're serious about these people. Like, we know that Phil's not serious about Tisia. So why is she meeting the ex? You see what I'm saying? Like, that would have only made sense. They've lost structure of how the show has gone in the past. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Let me see. Cornelius and Camille never had a one-on-one date. I thought they did have a one-on-one date. Maybe not. Maybe they just had a lot of couples dates, but they still were able to pull off with each other over to the side and have like one-on-one conversations. You know what I'm saying? And they don't deserve a one-on-one date. The way every time he linked up, they made sure she was coming along, which was very unfair to me because y'all keep talking about this process being for people getting out and getting to know other people and this and that. But y'all as producers strategically set up dates for this man to only be on dates with her. And I feel like that's not fair because it's kind of like y'all robbing him a little bit of the opportunity as well. So yeah, absolutely no. The ex-football player that came out after his season. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Yeah, Naeem looks good when he takes off his glasses. Okay. I thought more ladies would be into Naeem. I mean, Naeem does strike as a person that's like a no-nonsense, like not gonna waste your time, gonna get straight to the point type of person. So maybe more ladies could have been interested, and he went ahead and was like, no, it's not you. I'm straight on that. Phil and Shiloh has no depth. We know nothing about them. Well, if that's the case, I feel like we don't know nothing about Shiloh and nobody, not even her and Daonte, even though her and Daonte. I'm glad you said that. When we think about it, do we know depth? Do we have depth about any of them? None. And I feel like if we do, we got it of Camille and Cornelius, but that's because of the craziness. But we ain't got it of nobody. Ain't nobody giving us nothing. Okay. What? I'm related. Maybe you remember J-Bits. I don't understand that one. Antoinette. I don't get it, honey. My favorite season is season 2. They should bring some of those people back if they're still single to try again. I would like to see that. Like an all-star, Ready to Love, or Let's Try It Again or something like that, whatever they can call it. And do like a little quick little mini spin-off series or something. Have these people go on some dates and see if they'll connect. I don't watch this show, but I'm here for the review. Thanks so much for watching, JW. Okay, Phil is focused on letting us know that it is the production, okay? They know that Shiloh is sensual. That's all they need to know. Hilarious. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hop off. And then I'm going to get ready for Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So you guys be sure to meet me back over on my channel at 1 o'clock so we can go ahead and get into this Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion part 1 because, girl, it was a mess, okay? But that's all I got, honey. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.